The crowd counts us in. And we're off. FURIA on the defense. It's GamerLegion to bring the attack to them. Map 2. And Shui's going to be given the call and throwing the nades. A lot of T-side utility. The odds blowing out in favor of FURIA now.
Oh, here's the aggression. You heard from Peacemaker there saying aggression seems to be name of the game for FURIA on a map like this. It's almost name of the game for FURIA always, as Safe does take a couple of pot shots down middle. Able to do so because of this forward setup here. Can they rumble Yuri and KSCERATO? That's the question for Ime.
Yeah, he's not going to have fun if he rounds that corner. Face full of lead. 30 bullets of doom. He's had some patience, and a missed shot out of Safe just wards them off. And
still a nuisance though, isn't he?
Certainly. Sound cues are heard. Ime does step into the line of fire. Gets away with his life. KSCERATO doesn't quite finish his first meal. And they're up testing Yuri. What does anyone dare? Oh, another quick one out of Yuri. He's good at these lateral adjustments. Gets... Oh, he's waited too long. He had the back turn. Acor just started feeling his breath on the back of his neck, and now KSCERATO's blind and maybe dead. Trying to run him down is Ime. Knife in hand, and Ime 2. As GamerLegion have kicked down the door of this A site. I wonder how much of that falls to overcooking the pooch with that Acor frag.
Yeah, look, Art, I think he was hoping to try and get a knife in that situation, expecting Acor just to back on up into it. So that moment of indecision is the difference between what could have been a freebie and a chance to write this round. GamerLegion, oh, they'll take it with open arms, with open hands. They'll be smiling here from here with this one. And you can see Acor creeps through the smoke and, oh, actually it shows a bit of shoulder, but that just turn, I guess. Wow, yeah, it's crazy that he even bothers with the clear because he's already so far forward that you would expect that the player in trash should have already killed you. And yeah, the crowd, you see that a bit of an oopsie face right there, an oopsie daisy.
Yeah, well, you know, we talk all about how GamerLegion could be swallowed by the crowd. There's also Art maybe wants to put on a show. He just had that moment hesitation of, they'd like it if I knifed it. Bang, suddenly they're out a pistol.
You don't get too many opportunities with a crowd like this to go for knives as well. No. So I think he saw that one and the eyes got a little bit too big as opposed to the stomach.
Wow, it seems like GamerLegion have got a recipe that they like in terms of these T-side post-pistol buys. They love the SMGs in play, lots of nades in play as well.
It gives you a nice mix between the rifles at range and the SMGs to go along with this Uto, and especially on a map like this, Inferno. Nades towards top banana, you're immediately seeing the rewards of that, helping to soften up anybody who was looking for a fight, and then the flames follow, extinguished there. Shui, he's got a very good idea, but into drop, he falls.
Yeah, and Kios was right behind him, thinks better of the full commitment. After hearing the extinguish as well aware that Art is on this right-hand side of his screen. Acor in support for the potential re-aggress. Art wants to get out, a dodge, and does so.
This is very dangerous now, Alex, on this force buy here for FURIA. The fact that they've been able to pick up another SMG. Look how many smokes they still have remaining. We have 1 minute and 10 left on the clock.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, there's 2 here. Drop and Art, both equipped with the ability to rot. 20 seconds off of the clock. There goes one of them.
You can't brave through this. You just have to milk from GamerLegion. This is the reaction that you're hoping for. But at any point, will the likes of Safe be freed up to take that smoke over? This would be starting to subside with about the 40-second mark on the clock, so they can redeploy again and hope to channel them elsewhere.
Yeah, it's only hinging on Ime, who's just occasionally throwing glances towards the brackets.
There's that smoke. They're going to have to go B. No other option. Art's actually started to rotate away here. Thinks better of it. Informed decision. Here they come.
Art unloads that SMG. Tries to draw the fire. Delay them further. 20 seconds. A great flash. Drop goes unchecked. He's still up there. Finally, the frag comes through. Drop. Drops another. KSCERATO got on the deagle. And it's falling apart for GamerLegion. No time. No teammates. And Acor. No bullets. They love a plant, they won't allow it, and everything is taken from them. Outstanding from FURIA, a second round force. GamerLegion just made to look a little foolish there.
Yeah, and the desk had the conversation about Shui going up top banana and finding these opening kills, or their opening death, and the fact that they get away from the sandbag position. You have have to punish Art in that scenario. You cannot allow him to just sit in no man's land and get away with a play like that. So GamerLegion falter early here, and this is do or die. Those type of mistakes, they're going to cost you now.
Yeah, got to try and live in the present. You force buy back in, focus on what you can control, and that is...
This is Swift.
Quick one up mid. Safe, look at the movement. He can get all the info. The whole squad's there. They were safe. Throws 3 people, or 2.5, into the past tense. Nice one from KSCERATO, making sure things do not spiral. Acor trying to flip the script, but it's only one. At least he gets a gun. And as you highlighted, he did have a career high performance on this very map on the road to Rio. Might have to do it again if he wants any hope of seeing Ancient.
Yeah, this is going to be a very tough one here for GamerLegion. The key here, as far as strategy goes, and maybe something to down the line, is the fact that they've exploited that gap on the arch side here quite early. FURIA do love setting up over towards B with the 3-man. It's very standard.
But what is a better counter to 4-man rushing mid off a smoke than having the perfect sightline for it?
Precisely. So a good little reaction from the A defense to deal with that type of maneuver, and down to just the pistols here for GamerLegion. It is the Glocks, the starter pistol, and out the gates they go. He might farm.
No PP Bisons here, a little too much at stake. And they're cooked. Medium rare.
Tidy, tuck him in. All right, well, GamerLegion, they made that one quick, not the standard sprawl across the map and delay as quick as you like. Straight into things and straight back into things. GamerLegion have equipped Acor with the AWP, but as highlighted by the desk as well, there was some worries about the lack of utility and finishes. Yeah, just seeing that was a perfect embodiment of what was likely going on here. Acor's got a T-side AWP out, and him and Shui have an extended dialogue. He's got the spawn. He's looking for a fight towards Banana here quite quickly as Acor. He's going for the aggressive maneuver. Furia. Needs an extinguish. Flame. Yeah, Acor has lost his vision, and there's nades coming for him as well. He's going to lose a lot of his functional health. He's hanging around, though. He's very stubborn about this is Acor. Thinks he can operate in the weeds. Kio's that buffer of a bodyguard. And they do get this top Banana control, even though it's unknowing. Both Art and Drop on a reconnaissance mission to find some leftover utility here, but as the smoke fades... Oh, Art's coming back. Yeah, he just wanted to go and have a quick glance, and he confirms that there is still presence top Banana under the T control, and a very quick smoke out of Shui. Gap. Yeah, should have him. Oh, caught a glimpse of him, but nothing found on Akios. And Shui pushes through. He doesn't have the health for this, certainly not anymore. Sends 2 more to the Shadow Realm. Bomb is lost. Round is... Ooh, okay. In trouble. And Acor's hitting everything. What is going on? Even the nade bouncing off his nose. I think if you catch that in dodgeball, the other guy's out. So Acor, safe pair of hands right there. And well, speaking of safe, it's going to be a save. Acor and Imet back towards T-spawn, where this round started. Feels desperate, though, that type of an approach, right? They found the gap in the smoke. They also had a gap in their smoke towards CT, which facilitated that pushback through, and Art up close and personal. Perfect weapon for the job. That's a quick flick out of Acor, sure, and there's the catch. Yeah, it really cancelled any plans he had for sticking around, as that one went straight down the waistband of his gaming trousers. Okay, well, this one done. Furia 4-1 in the scoreline department. And I hate to say it, before the round even came through, Art already had 9.9K or something of the likes, and sitting with 12 before the purchases are coming in. So much money to work with here. Can you educate me, just when there was still like 50 seconds left, what was the reasoning in your mind why Shui and co committed on that? You know, play ahead of the rotations. Right. There's not a whole lot of that killer instinct. The map. Just go. And you can isolate if they were able to execute efficiently there and trade efficiently. They were going to have a 2-on-4 or 2-on-5 type scenario, right? So they thought that they, with that gap in the smoke, had the opportunity to force their way in. Trying to be reactive with the play that fell in front of them. So these 2 saved guns are going to be the point men up towards the boiler room. He does have KSCERATO aggressive and have to wait out this incendiary. Head spotted, bullets about connect. Yuri says goodnight. Perfect pre-aim for that. Exact maneuver, hit, spotted, shot, hit. Safe, takes down Shui. Yuri puts his name in the mix as well for a second time, finds his 5th. I think Furia are destined for that as well. That 5th round is coming all too easy.
GamerLegion are disappearing, and not in the magical way.
In the last 3 rounds of play, only 1 kill. And it's getting louder in here.
Yeah, it sounds like hail outside.
Well, a timeout has been called, and it's a good sign that they have made it this easy and this early.
A lot of fun being had, saving the server as well. Handled his first.
Yeah, just taking a look, like Shui's already invested here, but because of the saved guns for Acor and Imet, they couldn't actually operate with a full buy. So Shui's played ahead of the team here, and as the in-game leader, he set them in a rough position. They will have to invest around him, which means Galil's for the aforementioned, AK's for the remaining. Oh, make it a deagle for Acor.
Yeah, and a full set of nades can always feel a bit sour knowing how much you put into that if you do concede an early death.
Well, let's see if they can get the banana control this time, because FURIA are not starting with the 3 players over towards B. It's normally KSCERATO greeting Art and Drop. Those 2 are happy to hold on their lonesome here, and Art is just literally starting top banana on his own as Drop's left him hanging. I feel like they've already done enough to secure this banana control confidently.
Art is so ready and willing to just abandon his post at times. Like, if he thinks you're going to respect it, he will disrespect you.
But this is going to be the problem. If GamerLegion watched the demo, we're expecting there only be 2 players starting towards A. That shot comes through, and then you think you have a gap. Well, you're going to walk into the stack.
Yeah. Limited options now. Now Shui, he was the one to start this investment. Needs to post something on the AK.
That's
gets
the bomb.
Nothing done. Yeah, losing the explosives in the open as well. Hopes dwindle, as do the numbers of GamerLegion. Oh, you don't have much counterplay for that. Quick headshot. Imid just rounding the corner and getting hot lead to the head. Nice one back. It's a good one.
If they had the bomb.
If being the operative word, and you can see the diligence there. That smoke from safe leads him to charge through.
And they could just lock this down. They know where Kios was. He has to return to pick this up. 33 seconds remaining on the clock here, and all 4 members within touching distance. Kios would have to do something absolutely remarkable. A 180 flick around onto the 2 of these. And now heading towards Halls. He's going to walk into the AWP as safe.
Number 3, Uno, Dos, and that's Trace.
Now they're enjoying this, and they should be. Thought this would be a shakier start here out of FURIA to kick things off, especially with the pistol going against them, but they bounce back with the 4 spike. A sloppy start top banana, and it's continued round after round. You can see the mistakes. They're glaring.
And that's where you can't help but think about the idea that you've got 4 timeouts. And when you are new to the scene, especially at this level, it's easy to kind of forget that they even exist, a resource that can be tapped into, even if it is just for a breather, as opposed to a full strategy meeting. I think FURIA just want to bring the fight. They're happy to run with this momentum. You can also frame it as a way to take the wind out of FURIA's sails. Well,
this is where it's going to snowball, though. They're going to keep bringing the fight to you, because right now you are folding. You are capitulating right in front of our very eyes. Where is the resistance? There's not a whole lot of kills to go around, and they're just surging forward. The Eeks are out. Everybody wants to pat the stats, and oh, in the flank, not ready for it. The fight's just coming, and it's not going to stop.
Someone throw in the towel. Buy these boys 30 seconds.
He wants to knife it. He wants to knife it.
He was so mad he missed the first. Oh, they flashed for him. He wants it so bad. Oh, trying to humiliate.
They're torturing them right now.
Truly playing with their food. They're like killer whales. GamerLegion are an innocent little seal on an iceberg getting played with right now.
This is rough. This is rough. If they're doing that to you, knowing what is on the line of this matchup right here, right now, the legend stage hangs in the balance of this victory for FURIA, and they're trying to knife you.
And you're equally matched. You're in the same point of the competition. 2 wins, 1 loss, and you're getting charged down by knives. They're laughing at you.
Buying back, something has to change. It needs to change right here, right now. It's already gotten out of control. How about seeing if you can follow that? Turn it in your favor. Acor's AWP is out. Finally a full gun round with all the bells and whistles. The util is there. Should be able to play an actual round of Counter-Strike. A dink back. Kios.
Oh, it's a lot of early damage from 1 man.
A lot unconfirmed, however. I do enjoy this from Kios. The confidence, at least he's showing some.
Needs someone to. I think he's aware of that. His actions speaking volumes. He's ahead of the pack, slipping through. He knows he's got a gap here.
This is huge.
This is massive from Kios.
This is huge. This
They have no idea, and they're setting up the boost.
They're getting the bomb. They're coming back, starting to rotate. Everybody else from GamerLegion making their way. Kios takes down one. The other on the boost is going to spot him momentarily.
Surely he works it out. He's dropped off. Oh, and another. Kios single-handedly has given GamerLegion what should be their second round. How does he worm his way? Finally, a punishment for that rotate.
You mentioned it. They keep leaving their post, right? All these broad assumptions from FURIA. So a nice one here. Kios gives them something to work with. It will be the second round, but remember how Vertigo went. Consecutive rounds didn't exist.
True. Well, better now than never. In their interest to keep it clean.
Look at all the money as well, and they're saving.
I was thinking about that. I mean, hunting is completely irrelevant.
You need the guns more than they need to save.
Yeah. And yet, Kios just got that bloodlust, I think, after having such an impactful round. He is having a little wander.
That should get you fired up, though. The confidence in that player to go for that type of a maneuver. Because he was on an island, absolutely on his own right there. So Kios should be getting the big thumbs up here. That is a heroic play.
And it's off of his own read of the game, right? You don't make that decision because of a flight path outlined. You put together the maths in front of you and solved it.
Well, double orbs, that could be one way to answer this. You won't be leaving the post so open. Art will be able to get his big green out to play.
Yeah, not easy to replicate, certainly not in that way. Acor has an opportunity on that T-side orb again, but it is one of those very easy to feel relatively irrelevant on the attacking side of Inferno with that big green, especially once you get to the close quarters of Apps. Isak in, and safe is posted here. He doesn't have a partner just yet. I say that as Yuri slides across. They do have this two-man setup, and they're going to two-man peek. And what is that? Ime with two. Should have been one. Safe goes down, and now perhaps another round. GamerLegion cannot fumble this. KSCERATO in a position to perhaps do so. Oh, good catch. One from him. Kept him humble on the graveyard. And it's Kios again.
More impact from him. He was a highlight in the few rounds they were able to pick up. Map numero uno. And Kios, the fact that he takes down Art and Banana as well. Fight with the orb. He's not going to shy away from that. As drop, maybe damage. See if they can remove a few of these rifles from play.
Oh, he's got the full, like, dossier package if they want to go for the pit save.
Akor's here with the orb, though, so takes this. Oh, okay. Felt like Acor should have been ready for that. Now he's going to be scampering elsewhere. Drop has given up his position. Round is all but confirmed, and they don't have to hunt him again. That's part of the conversation here. Just chip away at this cash. FURIA still yet to win the half. It's not too little too late just yet for GamerLegion. It's just starting to feel that way when Art pulls out the knife and tries to run you down top Banana. But Kios, since then, I think he took that personally. Yeah, no, I think so. I think it was, yeah, a motivating factor. He followed up with a round of heroics of his own. Timeout called. FURIA. Opportunity to have a bit of a discussion here, and Art will not try his life back into the double orbs, but that was FURIA playing a little bit more traditional of their CT side setup. Through over towards B, KSCERATO as that supportive element to help them get control and then rotate back around. And while that was all happening, the two-man setup in towards apartments got rumbled. And that is a big factor right there for GamerLegion to be able to eke themselves into the third. Timeout has subsided. What was the discussion that has been had? Where's the difference in approach right now from FURIA? Maybe they were getting a step or two ahead of themselves here. GamerLegion, they're not any slouches. Taking down Vitality at this event. G2 at the RMR.
There's the 3B. An aggression from GamerLegion. Kios, undeterred by the flame. Two Molotovs. He runs through them both for an opening. Takes down Art. Knowledge that KSCERATO was present as well.
Where's the reaction?
You don't see anything.
Nothing moved. They're coming back towards B. They're calling the bluff right now as that nade, heat-seeking, follows Acor towards the base of Banana. Oh, on the fade, on the fade, on the fade.
Might favor him it. Oh, but the nade, Yuri, all too aware. Just tucks away, maintains, plays for his life. Much more valuable at this point.
Right now, FURIA are kind of tempting them to come towards B. We'll give you banana control. We're assuming you're going to take this slow and steady, as Immet will be selling some of this top mid control here. Smoke, a flash, forces safe off the line. This is all on drop.
This looks good. GamerLegion trying to close that gap further. Hot under the collar is drop. Sent down 6 feet under, and only KSCERATO with the ability to voice immediate concern. 3 on the cross, a blind spray, significant damage dealt. He gets away for now. Unconfirmed damage though. And what does look, rather manageable, or at least worth contesting when you've got some cash in the coffers. KSCERATO 10K. FURIA keeping it very conservative.
Yeah, they just don't know that Acor and Shui are so low here. Isak below half HP as well. If they did, they would test their luck with Safe's utility belt here. And it's Andrew towards Emo, HE towards Newbox, vice versa.
Yes.
An opportunity could have presented itself here, but you're right. Being very conservative. Went from being cutthroat to now, well, crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
There will be a moment, a break point though in this half, where they will start perhaps going a little bit more hard in the paint.
Kios has been the difference maker in Banana though, hasn't he? The fact that he is willing to put his body on the line. If you read the interview with Ash, the coach at GamerLegion, about this squad, one of the keys of them getting to this point is the fact that they aren't playing for stats. They're playing to be a team. This is what I'm extrapolating, and they're willing to put their bodies on the line as he gives everybody at home a bit of a fist bump.
Incredibly lovable guy is Kios. But they're making a half out of this now. Don't forget, prior to the last 3 rounds, the only one they had to boast was the pistol. 7-1, the score read.
I want to back this up with stats as well. Kios is the only one to find opening kills so far, as Acor has a chance to get to second.
Oh, he won't get many more of those. Nades, flames, bullets, Acor down. It's Drop who manages to pull it across. Good awareness, proactivity as well, just to take the fight, knowing he's exposed, he's heard the shots.
But again, KSCERATO's name in the feed, and they're not trying to punish this gap that could present itself over towards A. They're staying in Banana stubbornly here. Emma will need to join the rest of his squadron. They do need him to go for this B finish, as Kios is trying to sell something as CT Smoke plumes. Actually, staying quite stalwart towards the top of middle here. The bomb has been picked up now. KSCERATO has floated back towards Speedway, so Safe next up to the plate.
Shuts it down. GamerLegion dwindling resources now. KSCERATO just continuing to be flexible. Now as the util from Kios is felt, it forces the rotate. This is actually quite nice in the grand scheme. It's a 2-on-2. It's a fair fight on A right now. If Kios can live, Immet can work his magic. Isak's been sharp, especially on Vertigo. These two, and Kios is coming through mid as well. This is going to be an interesting break of the setup. A-site's suspiciously clear. No info short. Safe still there. Safe is shutting them all down. And he gets himself a plant. And, there's something to be celebrated in that. Considering all 5 of the CTs still alive, but FURIA, they've got Safe in the server. 4 kills from him on the defense, top of the table. And heading towards that half victory now. 8, the magic number.
Yeah, good for Safe to be stepping up here with the AWP on a map like Inferno. He has a tall task being the duo with Yuri, while KSCERATO is off rotating around the map here. So the fact that he can hit a couple of nice shots like this, ringing true, he enjoys this. Remember, a bit of an older lad. I know that he's one of the newer faces in the team, but Safe is of, well, the
a different pedigree.
Status. Yeah, look, he's not out of control. It's nothing crazy, but as far as he's not a young gun, what we're talking about here.
Well, he's nothing like GamerLegion.
That's for sure.
Yeah, certainly some young guns here. 3 early B, Safe to look through mid. Acor was posted chicken pit, but doesn't actually get to give them the fight. Art manufactures a little bit of an info gap and calls it clear. They're very aggressive in pursuing this deep banana control. They will nade you, molly you, send you back to that T ramp, and Safe. He's repositioned, previously on short side, now posted up on the long angle, has KSCERATO tucked in with him. Great counter position from KSCERATO, not with the flash and frag combo. Shui gives him a way in.
Finally.
Yeah, a bit distinct absence of Shui's name in that feed. That's his 2nd frag.
Look at the over-rotation here. FURIA immediately rotate everybody around and Safe. He's found Isak, an equalizer.
Acor knows there's someone just on the edge of his screen, waiting for this angle and fight to be given to him. Yuri far too well drilled. He knows what could be awaiting on that touch of the key. IEM reposition top. Apps very spread out. Kios continuing to keep those B defenders' feet planted. It's safe and drop that have been tasked with B. Action on A though. Can they convert the round? The Shui started, he's lost the bomb. And the rest will fall into place for FURIA. We're looking at 9 here, folks. Very little to work with. Acor, Kios, impossible from R. Quick dispatch of the last 2. Up and over, and it might be over for GamerLegion if they can't post another.
Oh, it's starting to get hard now. Even when an opening kill comes their way and through Shui top mid, it's still not enough to get this one done. Here it is one more time from I. He uses this box to absolute perfection for multiple kills here. The in-game lead out for FURIA, making sure this one is a non-issue. And they can feel it now. Not far from that finish line. Converting here on Inferno will lock them in for the next stage of play, and a timeout called. The second here for GamerLegion. The type of rounds that GamerLegion have been able to post of... Yeah, it came from Kios making plays, making moves.
Yeah, and it might have to be the same case again. 9-6, you can function with that.
They're going in banana here.
There's some aggression, some pace. Typically, the util's been a problem, and it still is. 3 members, the walking wounded now. Losing fingertips.
Swatted them away before they even got control here, so low and ready to go.
Yuri, he's just so aware of that timing.
He's done it multiple times to port him.
He just knows. Silent or otherwise. Oh, and he's just heard Shui. A single sound cue is all you need. The protocol's perfect from FURIA. Yuri just wants to get this done. He wants that legend stage. He wants it now. The crowd wills it. FURIA demands it.
You reflect on this. The type of rounds, Alex, that FURIA have been winning, the most that they have lost in the rounds that they have won is 2 players. Yeah, I was just looking at the deaths. So dominant.
This is going to be a half where 4 players may have less than 5 deaths.
Wow. Yeah, let that sink in.
Just a distinct absence of the bread and butter of Counter-Strike. No kills. Oh. No counter. Kios, okay, he's countered by safe. Still, he's got Art's number, hasn't he? Another one in the head-to-head. Is KSCERATO just all too comfortable in the apartments? Yuri going looking for that same frag. He might find it. He might find it. Isaac knife out. Yuri, a beast. Says no.
You're not meant to have all this space on the CT side. Boiler and Halls consistently, round after round. It's been an absolute luxury.
It's wide open, though. FURIA's signature move. Abandoned his post temporarily. And okay, Acor does a lot with that, and forward, pushing forward. Shui, presence of mind on that, doesn't want to let off the gas. A 2 versus 4 from these 2. Oh, the angle. Shui, eyes like a hawk, just about spots one. Will find an upgrade, but didn't find the frag he was hoping for. Big play on the reposition. Yuri was not pre-aiming that. GamerLegion can end potentially with a 5th. That's if KSCERATO doesn't have any more disputes to voice. He's coming. Time very sensitive. No answers. No idea where he's going to be. Oh my goodness! He actually hit the. Oh! I can't believe that one. That is something out of the fiction. KSCERATO takes a leap towards the legend stage. 11 already in the bank. It feels like a certainty. We'll be right back.
when Safe leaves playing to join us, he already know that he wouldn't be able to play as much as he wanted with Alp. So the most part of the time he's playing with AK and trading for us and doing entries. But since he joined, he developed a lot. Like he's becoming more comfortable with our style, and he's not oh no, I want to play with Alp. That he's okay, I can take AK this round. We can do it. It will be better for the entire team. So he's doing great, I think.
FURIA, full focus on the task at hand. 5 rounds, all they need, and the Brazilian dreams will be carried over to the top 16. GamerLegion, on the other hand, got to have one hell of a defense. Some of the plays FURIA were throwing at that first half, Chad, it felt like they already felt like they'd won.
Yeah, that confidence, out of control.
It's crazy. I mean, considering what's at stake, considering what this means to all of the players in the server, I can't believe that they started playing like that. I mean, look at the odds. Everyone, including FURIA and GamerLegion, feel like this one might be done. But as the adage goes, a pistol can go a long way. GamerLegion are on the defense, and 3 of them lie in wait with nades. This could be fun. Shui trying to buck the trend without bullets. Thinks better of an immediate release. Wants a commitment before we see Kios and him try and combine for a lethal dosage of HE. In the air. Solid force, good damage. Shui combines onto the head of drop. Yuri limping. Escapes through the smoke. Actually providing cover at this point now, benefiting the... Ooh, CT's a smoke with a very exploitable gap, and you can see, ooh, gaps starting to be looked into. Quick on this, up the apartment. There is a pit player. Ooh, might have saw something on the jump. Yeah, Isak confirms. Still action on A. Got to stay nimble.
Isak's gotten one here. They're coming in. Art's gone down as well. This is looking good for GamerLegion.
Just what the doctor ordered. Oof, a moment's respite. A clean pistol with a clean finish. Kios, you saw that pop off. You've got to try everything you can. Celebrate the wins. Move on from the losses. Optimize.
That round right there, I'm just trying to think what FURIA thought was going to happen. Was the intention to always fake B and drop back towards A, because there was no rotation. That 3-man set up on towards the B bomb site from GamerLegion, even with the whiff smoke, didn't feel like it was overly tested. But they still want to keep this one going. It's going to be a force buy out from FURIA. Some Tech 9s, some Mac 10s, some light smattering of util. certainly bolstered by smokes, and it's not fast, as maybe leaving something in spawn is poor art. He's just hanging around to grab whatever goodies remain. Banana, KSCERATO charging forward, the Mac 10.
Oh, it's working. It shouldn't, but it's working. Straight up, even trades, fight mid, Acor prevails. A necessity for the CTs.
Some confidence here. We saw that from Kios in that first half. It was needed to get to a couple of rounds on the board, and now again, Acor just standing tall, looking for the fight, even though they know what they're up against here of the force spike.
Yeah, greater Counter-Strike minds than mine have often observed that you can't let FURIA dictate the pace. You have to sometimes bring the fight to them, otherwise you end up playing their game, and it is a very violent one at that. 3 left, all grouped. Advantage for the GamerLegion squad. They'd love to avoid casualties on this exec. And it's quick out of Kios as well. They combine. Leaves Art alone, and this Tech-9 not going to get him far as Kios wise to go wide for a 6th.
Yeah, and this is the case, right? In the first half, GamerLegion, they won the pistol. They couldn't find the conversion. It was a spree of rounds for FURIA that followed. This time round, they've been able to buy themselves that buffer. Right? The pistol round, it's a difficult round. The second round follow-up, just as hard. But now, a chance. Chance to kick those feet up and convert what should be your 7th. But this was a similar conversation to as Vertigo went. You see at top right-hand side of your screen right now, a 16-9 scoreline. Just the lack of consistency from GamerLegion. They definitely had their moments. B again. Okay,
but heavy damage. Already problems for FURIA in the hopes of getting that bomb down. Running into Shui, should be a farm fest and is extra $1,200. He might even extend it to 18 if he can get that SMG there in time. Perfect hunt and finish. Kios will steal it. And Kios is farming up frags now. He's actually the server's frag leader.
Okay.
Which I find very impressive considering what we were talking about in terms of the absence of deaths and frags in general.
He's 10 ahead of anybody else in the side of his team here. Shui and Acor with 7 apiece, Isak with 5 apiece. Isak and Imi, sorry.
Yeah, no surprise Art's got the most deaths by a large margin. It is part and parcel of his maneuvers and approach.
It is going to be a timeout call from FURIA here just to discuss this, because we're going to see how quick this lead, again, as discussed on Vertigo, can shrink. It felt like for a moment that we're going to draw this one back into level pegging, but FURIA then found that extra gear. This timeout probably to have that same type of a conversation. I have AK-47s, Acor into the AWP. It's not hanging on to any of that residual dregs of SMGs. The MP9 will be left on the floor. So away we go, and this is where the business end of this really kicks in. It's going to be a standard 2-3 spread, and the 2 towards top of B.
KSCERATO looks like a man on a mission right now. No immediate incendiary, so up there it is. Just in time, forces them forward, but they have access. And that's deliberate. Look what they rain down Hellfire with the HEs.
More to come.
Ouch. Oh, running out of points of health. 4 of them committed a forward of that half wall, and I mean, that's surely a massive win for GamerLegion. They've dealt with the first hand.
Not a bad one back there. Kios softened up, but they have no idea if that would have hit or not. I think it's just a fade away. Leave a little bit of distraction top Banana as they walk up mid.
Love the confidence out of Kios, giving him information. Oh! Get the double! Both down. First CT ult for him, and it connects in a very big way.
Stays proactive as well, ready to flash for his teammates back into action. FURIA being stalled out. That damage in Banana seems like it's enough, and now, the moment, they're getting a little bit too big for them here. Save, yeah, it's educated. The best decision, considering the circumstances that have unfolded here. But flat. This is almost the exact same script as Vertigo, isn't it?
It is. But 11-4 on the half.
It hasn't felt like too many tussles in this game, right? The clutches, not a whole lot. Exciting moments have been teams locking the other out. I think the Kios play was probably one of the most exciting, you could say, for GamerLegion. That Acor double would be second on that list if we were starting to rate them.
Yeah, I think for me as well, just the audacity of the Acor moment, followed by the trying to knife
on
Banana.
Yep, he went for one at trash as well on the pistol round, so yeah, okay. Now they do retain their AK-47s. That's enough money for Drop and Safe to purchase in with some Galils. We'll have to see what they're operating with here. See how quick this mood sours if the score gets ever level. Here's the double again. This is always so satisfying for an AWPer. I'll take that.
And then just as you're running back to bomb site, you press your microphone to your lips and you say, mid.
There's this investment, it is hefty. Mac 10 Deagle. This time, I don't want to try their luck in banana. Acorp using that. Okay. Hold up. A couple of key details here. You can see the flashes being left on the balcony above the door in second mid. This was something we originally saw NIP with Device flirting with. You can drop all the flashbangs. It's just going to be a constant barrage. Imet and Isak are going to have a tough go of things here.
It's going to be drop first out. He's got that movement of the Mac 10. AK's to kind of finish what the flashes start. Isak, completely blind. We'll have to address this once they're on the floor. Good catch. Imet, solid. Isak, turret, 2 down. And the flashes have stopped. Art will not. Pulls back 1. Extend for another, and yeah, just not ready for the angle. Shui. Big one back from safe. KSCERATO was the one to linger at B, and so yeah, this will slow down and potentially peter out. It is KSCERATO though. I am never foolish enough to write him out. Info on the orb. Could have forced the fight. Whips the Molotov. And that's just the effect this pressure has on him.
Yeah, I think you saw that little tut of the tongue there as well. They didn't get all the flashes off. I'm not sure what happened. Did it fall off the roof? But it seemed a little bit silly. The strategy was understood, and you're right, the flashes just stopped. The tap got turned off. Could have been very effective to at least do with Isak. I think would have been able to walk away with those kills regardless in case KSCERATO with another save. So protecting his KD right now and carrying forward at least a threat into the next round. But again, another round for GamerLegion, and so far it's so good on this CT haul. We'll make it 5 consecutive, and the casualties, well, they don't really exist. They've been able to get off to a flyer of a start. Similar scenes now with their caches where we saw FURIA in the first half, just an absolute bag of it.
Yeah, very impressive. Stoic from GamerLegion. You're in the pits, down a map. 4 rounds to boast at the end of the half. But coming into this defensive side and looking strong, looking like this could be the first half of the game. They really don't seem to be letting the outside influences affect them.
It's a partial investment here again. Safe's left enough for the AWP.
KSCERATO's been trying his luck and stopped by nades. Will he get cut down straight to size? It's Kios again. Finds his 18th frag with the frag.
Now they're straight back towards A. They know it was a 3-man B start, but they're not quick enough here. Acor's rotated in time.
Well placed incendiary as well. That's just bang on the money.
Oh, beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
Absolutely beautiful. Great understanding. Look at this.
Whoa, I love it. Acor, he's been let off the leash. They got the memo on the half. Just go. Balls to the wall and pins FURIA to it too. Drop is gone. Safe, the only one recovered the AKs. Only 2 of them here. Be a hard fumble and not going to happen. Acor will rack up a second. And this gap, this what felt like a gaping chasm on the half, will become just a single round. Safe would love to inject a bit of extra cash into the funds. Don't forget KSCERATO has saved AK. He's got $50 to spare, and it's not going to be allowed. Cancelled by Kios. The lunch warden cancels playtime.
Kios is doing great. I think this is a remarkable performance from him. 19 in total, and the keys were the rounds that he assisted them getting on the T side, right? That's given them at least something to work with here, and now everybody gets to activate. But this was handled. And that incendiary from Acor was brilliant. And then the reaggress, well, that was something else. So they're not afraid. They're now enjoying the moment that's in front of them.
And the more that moves like Kios is, more moves like that from Acor are rewarded, the more that GamerLegion believe that that is the remedy. Going proactive, playing, I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth sincerely, their own game does seem to be working.
Yeah, well, sometimes you've got to do it, and maybe losing their own game is FURIA, who have taken, I believe, their 3rd time out here. So they've gone quite swiftly into those. A Mac 10 for KSCERATO, not for long. Art will take that off his hands. And KSCERATO's been a beast throughout. It's not that he's missing right now, but he does only have 9 kills to the name.
Acor still with an aggressive flare. Missed shot. Well-placed nade. Just shy of drop, actually. But FURIA, yeah, really uncertain as to where they're going to find the fix. Find the gap. Aggressive CTs. Look at this. Kios is not taking any chances. He will just charge you down. Oh. Goes down. Both down. Problems. They surely just punish this. Twist the knife and charge it. So it could already be over. Round 22 may have a very short summary.
So you just give this one up. There's a lot of questions that have to be answered here.
Jimenez having a look, mate, but this could be the end of it. That's the perfect warning sign. Little bit of a barrel betrayal into the AWP collection. And FURIA distance themselves once more from their opponent.
Okay, they hold on to this lead. They will not allow GamerLegion to tie things up here. And it's the mind games with this banana control. It's been Barrage utility that's held FURIA at bay. And this time around, GamerLegion held on to those nades to allow them to come up to the half wall. It was between Art, who was the most forward with that MAC-10 in hand, and the rest of the pack that were trailing. And they didn't get what they were looking for. So a flub in that regard. And there's the issues, right? That's the margins, that's the details, because so far so good. We were just singing the praises of Kios. How quickly it can all fall apart.
And that's why you can sometimes see these T sides looking so stubborn on the opening moves up banana. Sometimes it looks like they're just banging their head against the wall, but all it takes is one brick.
Safe's having a great game. 20 kills for him. Have to give props where it's due. 14 for Art, 12 for Yuri, 10 for KSCERATO, and here it is.
And you mentioned Yuri, you know, this is a big game for all members of FURIA, of course, but we heard in the interview as well, this is the first time his parents and family have actually got to see him do what he's dedicated his life to live. Got to be a special feeling, and certainly wouldn't want to be conceding a crazy comeback on second map with them in the crowd. Get them home, get them fed, and celebrate.
Another timeout call, this time from GamerLegion. You can see, getting tense now down the home stretch. Started to exhaust a bit of that cash. There's still 4 buys available, make it 5 with drops into round number 24, but round number 23 is where we need to focus. So what will the change be? We just discussed the mind games of the banana control. FURIA, well within their rights to sit back and wait out the initial set of incendiaries and then take their time and risk that gauntlet. Still going to be the 2-man B start with Kios and Shui. He met Isak and Akor over towards A one more time. And again, they're not going to brave banana. They don't have to. They have taken so much damage. Akor aggressive with the AWP once more. Oh, wow. But it's safe. Look how quick that was.
Who does that? Safe does, and he gets away with it. What a quick duel to be taken on that T side. Orby does what Akor could, and on that first up, Kios though, nearly 2. The lone wolf takes a bite out of the Panther.
Careful now, drop.
Oh, yeah, geez, that could have been the end of the in-game leader. Hold your horses. It all hangs in the balance now.
Im's coming. Shui's back a sight.
They're hedging. Akor's even in a position to get there quick. It's the right guess. Back in the right horse. Shui. Crossfire established at range. Smoke will deny Imet. Full magazine unloaded and some damage inflicted. When do you strike from Nubox? Shui. He knows he's going to be cleared. He's got to strike at the right time. Oh! Goes off for Yuri. Spins on a dime. Finds the head. And that could be it. Akor, Imet. Considering their options, they are low. How much of that is unconfirmed? Making some assumptions, some educated guesses, trying to bait the fight, trying to get a duel, trying to level it into a 2-on-2. FURIA do not budge, and then they do on the cue. Strike in unison, and Akor just doesn't have the weapon for the job. Never mind the time, he'd love to take a couple with him. CT or they're leaving. He doesn't have the time for anything particularly cheeky.
Go down here.
One out the door and hopes, crosses his fingers and toes, and goes down with the ship. Big for FURIA, 2 in a row in response from what was a big run out of the gates on this second half. Can't believe Safe's going for that fight.
So early in the round as well. And we heard earlier in the day, we got Peacemaker on the desk talking about since Henny vacated this team, it's been difficult to fit the same role of an AWPer, looking for those type of fights. Now would be a coming out party for Safe to start doing that more and more. 21 kills in total.
He's definitely getting into the swing of things. That is the last timeout of GamerLegion. One last chance to compose themselves sorry, let me correct myself, try and compose themselves while the puppet master behind FURIA can control thousands with just a wave of his hand.
Changing the guard for Brazilian Counter-Strike here, an opportunity on home soil for FURIA to really make their mark. Have not always been the favored Brazilian squad, especially with teams like Imperial and 0-0 Nation around, but this type of Counter-Strike now and next week, if they can convert right here against some of the biggest names that the Counter-Strike world has to offer, these individuals in your server here will become the new heroes for that next generation.
No doubt, still standing in their way. 3 rounds. 6 required from GamerLegion to take it to a third. KSCERATO being set up by the squad. Kios has been great, but is he ready for that? He leads through, perfect execution. Hung, drawn, and quartered in the public square.
They're in again.
KSCERATO's got the sight. It's his oyster. We'll walk on in, confirm his suspicions. No one's home. The natives are just a little early.
Quite telling as well.
Singing the 7-nation army up against the 5-nation army that is GamerLegion. Drop, careful now, a lot of health lost. Isak and Akor, it's familiar scenes for them.
They have to save right now. They have to save. This isn't the type of round they've been going for. They want to give it a crack, sure, but this is the shove. This is everything into the center of the table.
You really put it all on the line for this. Akor, a flash high. Isak, no immediate friction, but he is being re-cleared. His barrel may stick out. Yuri posted on that AWP and hits it into the shoulder blade. You've got to get out. Akor trying. Brazilians hunting. And they take it all away from them. Sent straight back to spawn. Square one. Nothing brought through. FURIA favored now and 2 rounds away from the top 16 from the Legends stage. Home in Brazil.
Look at this, just the onslaught of trading up Banana here and trying to get out. They overstayed their welcome and they weren't going to let them leave without paying the toll. Art, you can see he knows what that means, getting fired up now. Has to be the buyback. GamerLegion again, all in, MP9s, 1 M4, 1 AWP, and not a lot of hope.
FURIA have managed to get the wind back in their wings. Soaring now, 3 in a row. Convincing stuff. B has been a bit of a break point. Not the same pace this time. Kios, Akor will have a chance to establish a bit of a deeper Banana setup. The chance, however, disregarded. When you've got the AWP in play, it does free Kios up to maneuver away. It just puts a lot of pressure on Akor, who wants to maneuver up on that half wall. He can't fumble his lines here. Headshot angle adopted. A chance, perhaps, to knock the beret off of KSCERATO on his jiggle. And now they know. The Zoom banger is posted up. Information. A laundry list of possibilities as to where the rest reside. Art is trying to work it out. Kios through the smoke upon the fade. An opening casualty for GamerLegion. FURIA in absolutely no hurry. There is still a quite potent crossfire to be broken. They can just walk on in, but site needs to be cleared. Art working on pit. Shui, Isak, both good for the frag. That's info. 3 on A, they scream. Akor's got your rotate wrap, and that's another big frag. As this falls apart. FURIA at the finish line, falter. GamerLegion hold their nerve. It's 3 out of Isak. They were coming his way, and he did exactly what was demanded of him.
Considering how that one started, not too shabby right there from GamerLegion. You look at the guns that they brought into that round, you think there's absolutely no hope, but now you consider where they're at. You can see here in the highlight reel just isolating all of these fights.
Well played.
And they've actually put FURIA in a bit of a humbling position as well. They are going to take their 4th and final timeout. We're not even near round 30, and everybody exhausting these 30-second breathers.
I always see this as GamerLegion earning themselves one more. You know, they forced it out of FURIA. If FURIA kept one of their winning ways, they wouldn't have seen this. But a little extra reward for their hard work. 30 seconds, coach on the mic. Maybe outline just those last few bits and bobs, those trends, And of course, your opponent's options. Not too much of a sacrifice coming into this round. Art just having to rock it with the SMG. You can see, though there is celebrations, there is also just a little bit of doubt in the face of the crowd.
Yeah, it's not anticipation, is it? It's almost a bit of nerve here. Feeling it for the players on the server right now. Art with the MAC-10, held at bay for now.
Oh, Safe tries his luck again, fires off the shot. At least it's heard, but he lost a lot of health. Kios the same, though. An equal blood price paid on either side of the map. Acorn knows what Drop's likely up to. Posted up on the corner. Drop well drilled. We'll wait for Util. Molly will stop Acorn from posting. Imi gets out just in time. More damage inflicted. FURIA establishing control. Acorn really is considering his options here. He would probably need a nade before he does it dry. Is he really? Oh, he flirts with it. Not going to overcook it.
Good information right here. They know that AWP is still towards short side, and he's stepping back forward for more info. Imi can't rotate. It's the two players on B, Shui and Kios. It's all on them.
And that smoke, bit avant-garde. Reply from Shui will be disrespected. His Art straight through. Calls the troops through as well. And what's going on here? Kios stands for the first. Shui unwilling to reveal himself just yet, unchecked. Spotted one just before the plume. Over the fountain. And it just got harder. It just got harder for GamerLegion. That bomb is ticking. Bodies are dropping.
They have to save. They have to save. It's a horrible decision, but you have to do it. You've got to concede 15, and you got to concede it now. But they know, and they can send out that search party. FURIA, they've confirmed 15. Back towards B again. They crack in. Front side smoke. Kios takes a risk. Had to take it. They're 1 for 1, but they're in the open door of that B bomb site, and FURIA just 1 round away. This team in back-to-back majors have made it to the stage, to that champion stage. I can't imagine how this feels, just getting to the legends in front of this crowd. That's the difference here, I'm sure, towards the top of that list.
Yeah, in front of friends, family, and the community that have supported you through thick and thin. Even taking down some of the old guard that inspired you to get here on your path to that top 16. An overtime affair against OG, and here in the best of 3, 1 round separates FURIA from the Legend stage. GamerLegion, this has been a hard-fought game. To find the resilience to put up a solid wall of defense in what could be and should be our last half. Will this be the last round? Acorn equipped with his signature weapon to try and tip the scales back in GamerLegion's favor. Ymer trying to give us his best Yuri impression, goes forward on the flame, drop posted. Oh, executes Yuri. It works on both sides, and I love that proactivity through the smoke with so much at stake. Isaac going looking, and he knows. Isaac gone. A dink exchange. The nade could be good. And is. Acor calculates the trajectory. Pythagoras proud. Drop out on this balcony. That's a big position, a powerful position. And he pulls FURIA into the winning round. It's just the B defenders. FURIA touch tab, they know. A lot of room to stretch your legs and establish what should be the last round here. GamerLegion to be condemned to that 2-2 best of 3 for progression or elimination. But this game right here, this is FURIA's. It's their home. And it should be their Legend stage spot. Secure. One more frag away, and from behind, safe, top of the tables, wants to finish it for FURIA. Can he finish it with style? He will! Brazil has a presence in the Legend stage. Rio demanded it, FURIA insisted and resisted the potential footfalls of the challenger stage. A passing of the torch, perhaps.
Getting it.